I think we're getting better in a lot of areas. Obviously, I'm really glad that we don't have a real game Saturday. We've got a lot more work to do. But practices have been good, spirited. Guys are flying around and done some good things. Got a long way to go, though.
Is there anybody that you know for sure won't be able to go on Saturday?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know yet what decisions they've made on guys.
What about Jared specifically?
Not sure.
So we haven't able to watch practice in a while.
So overall, how's the spring been for Austin, and do you feel like he's really moved forward since?
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's been a good leader. Hasn't made a lot of mistakes. He's moved the team. I think he's done a really good job. We've been really inconsistent at wide receiver with a lot of different players going in and out. You know, there hasn't been a lot of continuity from a day-to-day basis on who's in there at what position. So it's tough on a quarterback, and I think Austin's handled that part very well. But he remains focused and he prepares every day. He's had a really good spring.
Question about Yelton. What's his progress been like this spring?
Good. Yelton's had a really good spring. He's looks like a totally different player than a year ago, as you would expect. Making the move last spring over to offense, and then now he's had a whole season and a whole off season and a spring, and he looks very comfortable, limited mistakes, and really, especially in our run game, he's done a really good job.
When you start limiting mistakes, I guess your physical presence can be more felt. Is that what you're seeing somehow?
Well, I think when you know what you're doing, when you're more confident in what you're doing, I should say, you play faster. And he's confident in what he's doing right now, so he's playing faster and able to play more physical that way.
How much of the spring has been about fundamentals, and how much has it been about installing?
Both. We put a premium on both. Obviously, every practice that we have, whether it's in the fall or in the spring, we put an emphasis and a premium on the fundamentals of your position group. But certainly, we don't get a lot of chances to install things and look at things. We don't get mini camps and OTAs and all that type of thing with our players. So we have a limited time. We have really. About 10 or 11 practices in the spring. You got scrimmages days you don't install on, so we have to maximize those days to install, and we certainly do that to take a look at things and see what guys do well, and then we'll make some decisions as we go in the offseason if we want to add anything else or what we want to take out or what we want to emphasize.
We haven't seen you guys practice in a couple of weeks. Your two backup quarterbacks, Ty and Cole. Who's battling it out? Who's coming out on top?
They're pretty even. One day I think one's a little bit ahead. The next day the next one is. No one's separated. To be quite honest with you, it's I would like to have seen somebody separate out of those two, and no one's done it yet. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I guess we'll figure that out as time goes on. But they've both done an admirable job. But I was kind of hoping somebody would take the bull by the horns and separate, and it hasn't happened. They're nip and tuck right now, and they're both doing a good job. But they both have a lot of areas that we need to continue to improve.
What kind of action do you think those guys are going to be seeing on Saturday?
They'll get a lot of reps, with the twos. Those guys will split reps. We'll try to get everybody in for a little bit, though.
What do you want to see on Saturday in order to walk off the field being happy?
Effort, toughness, strain, and ball security. Those are the things we've emphasized all spring. We guys that play hard, hang on to the ball, and strain, and hopefully we're going to really, really try to run the football. So hopefully we can run the ball.
How's the spring been so far for these new receivers? Do you feel like they're making the progress they need for the ball?
They're making progress. There's no doubt. Like I said, it's been a little difficult because they're moving in and out a lot. Different guys have been nicked up, not practiced, not been available for practice, and so. Every day we got to put a different group out there, so it's hard to get a lot of continuity in the passing game. But I think there's some talent there, and there's some guys that want to do it. And this offseason is going to be huge for that group.
Has anybody in particular stood out for you?
They've all had their moments. You could say Brandon Martin, Jonathan Nance, Jordan Jones, T.J. Hammonds. They've all had moments where they flashed and you thought, wow, that guy's going to really help us. And then they've all had moments where they look like they haven't played very much. So they've all had, like I said, they've all had moments, and it's going to be about who in the off season works the hardest and understands what we're doing to come out when we report in July and pick up where they left off and know where to line up and know where we want them when we need to throw the ball to them.